Hi, Sean Huxter here. Welcome to Magical Little Worlds with me. Today we're going to open up another Polly Pocket item. It's brand new. Well, I should say it's new to me. It's the Polly Pocket Heritage Jewelry item, which don't tell you much here, but I think that a lot of you already know what this is if you have one already, but I don't, so let's get to opening. So this is the shipping box. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because it's a little on the larger side. And I'm going to just cut the tape and carefully. And find out what this, oh hello, there's some sparkle. Okay, here we have the Polly Pocket Keepsake Collection Royal Ball Jewelry Set. Wow, it's kind of hard to photograph this on camera with all the glitter. This is, it's not glitter, this is the laser etched printing. It made its debut in the 80s, I think, and really got popular in the 90s. But Polly Pocket still uses it on some of the sets. Some of the compact backs have it. And it's just really sparkly when certain light hits it. It's very much an iridescent rainbow coloration. Now here on the back is an indication of what we get. And let's not spoil it, shall we? All right, it's in a classic collection or a keepsake collection box, which often means, so I don't know if that means it in this case, but often means that you can take everything out and easily put it back in without destroying the box in any way. Okay, so this is taped down, first of all. So that's one strike against reuse or repackaging so that you can put it back into your collection. But if you're very careful and you just cut this tape through here, you will see there will be tape on the package, but you don't see it. Also, you can pull that tape off if you're careful, I'm sure. I'm just going to try that just to see what we get. See if I don't want you to destroy your box by trying this, but I think I don't mind. I'm not here to keep the box, but this is a little piece of tape, and if you get an edge under it and peel very carefully, I'm betting it'll come off without any residue or issue whatsoever, and it looks like that's true. And then the lower piece as well, just find an edge and just pull very gently upward. It's not a very large piece of tape, and now you're free of that. And of course you can always put this ring back on if you want to hold it in place. This box looks like it has a little double tab here so that this opens up like by pulling the tabs. Wait, now make sure there is some tape here as well. So let's get this tape open. And up here, I'm sure. I don't know if there's tape going down. Yeah, there's tape here. So let's cut very carefully here. And I'm betting now in that case there's probably tape down here, and there is, yes. So very gently between the folds, cut the tape. And now you can free the box. And the box has got this double tab, sort of slot tab, so you can pry the two tabs apart without damaging the box in any way. And now here we have it. So this is a ring case, and it is, I don't know what theme they're giving it. It's basically a royal ball. So, but the thematic elements are, you've got a unicorn down here, you've got two princesses, you've got Polly and her friend, both of which are wearing dresses and crowns, or in Polly's case, a tiara, and her friend is wearing a crown. Then you got two earrings here. Now these are clasp back earrings, much like, that people who don't have their ears pierced wear. Of course, these are for children, so kids can wear these without getting their ears pierced. Then there's the ring case here itself, which is definitely some sort of castle sort of thing. Then you got the ring itself. Now that ring looks like a throne. And it looks like some rings have this little decoration in front, and when you sit your character in, it looks like a part of the character, like a dress. In the mermaid, in the Sparkle Mermaid one, the mermaid, actually the three ring boxes that came in the set recently, the astronaut, the lily, and the mermaid, they sit in the ring, and then part of the ring forms part of the dress or part of the outfit. Not the astronaut, actually, because that's a windshield, but the lily and the mermaid both have part of the element that come out to form a dress on top of the ring. And then up here you have a bracelet with a whole series of individual unique play elements. Now let's get to unboxing. I'm wondering if there's a way to, do I want to pull this out, or can I just unbox it from the front? I'm going to try to unbox it without opening it. It might be difficult because I know that some of these are very tough. This vacuform plastic can be very tough on some, and this feels to me a little thick. So I wonder if I shouldn't try pulling it out. You know, I'm going to have to try pulling it out, I think. So that means a bit more tape here, but I think that's all. If I cut this tape here, I think the top will come up, and then I should be able to. I'm going to do this off camera just because it's easier on myself. Let's see, pull this out. Very exciting, right? And let me just pause while I'm doing this. Well, so much for preserving the box. Like I said, I'm not really doing that, but when I tried to open the top, it was very difficult without ripping the box. So I ripped it in several places. But again, I don't care. You probably will if you're a collector of boxes and you don't want to ruin it. Be really gentle and careful with this. All right, let's get back to opening it. And when you release this from the outer box, you end up with this, which I will also now try to get open so that we can remove all these pieces in a way that I hope we could put this back, but I'll let you know in a minute. Right, so like the 3-ring case and a couple of other collector sets, this has these tabs back here that secure this in place, but these tabs are thoughtfully done in such a way as you can just push them, and that will push like so, and this one will push like so, and I believe, I'll let you know in a second, that this should release the entire interior box, the interior plastic shell, and it does. So again, very collector friendly. You can slap these tabs right back into the slots and put this back exactly the way you had it when you opened it, if you're not ham-fisted like me and tear the top of the box when you get this open. Now the reason this is so useful is that you can you can cut here, and here, and here, and here. And what that does is allows this to open up, and now you have more access, or better, easier access to your whole set. So first let's pull out this clasp. This is part of the necklace, part of the bracelet. And then the other side of the bracelet, and this should just now pop right on out if you bend the plastic. And now you have your bracelet. I'm just going to attach this where it belongs right now. And after that, I'm going to just put it aside for a moment, and we'll talk about this as we get to it. And then we've got the earrings. Oh, they just pop right out. That's kind of nice. The one thing I've noticed is that this pops off fairly easily, but I don't think that matters too much. During regular play, that's not going to be a problem. You're not really going to be battering this around much. You're just going to be putting them on your ears, and they do kind of stay if you're careful about it. And of course, again, like I said, these are the typical non-pierced earrings that often adult jewelry is like sometimes for people who don't have their ears pierced. Then you got the throne. I'm going to pull the throne out. The throne, of course, is the ring. And the ring, as all Polly Pocket rings or vintage rings and the Keepsake collection rings, is much like this. The band is expandable plastic, so anybody can wear it, including my big ham fists, I think. And that pops back in here. And this is a very purple chrome throne. I have never liked this purple chrome. Back in like the 2000s or late 90s, McDonald's did a series of 4 or 5 micro machines, and they were really nice looking, but they were chromed like this, and I never liked that. It was a blue chrome, I think. I don't know if this just doesn't look cheap. I don't really know. Anyway, not my biggest. I'm not a biggest fan of purple chrome, or most color chromes. Now let's get the Polly characters out. They come out pretty easily. Yeah, there she is. And here's Polly herself. And the unicorn. Often the ring boxes, the ring cases, traditionally in the vintage line as well as the current line, come with a Polly and a pet. And even the 80th anniversary Mattel Ruby Gem box comes with a sort of pet. It's the Jeff Koons balloon dog sculpture. So we can consider that a pet in that it is a dog. And this comes out very easily. I'm actually rather pleased. By the way, I have not been mauled by my cat. I was gardening, and I happened upon some brambles that didn't like me very much. And to be quite honest, I didn't like them, so the feeling was mutual. So this is, oh, that's interesting. So the back here, which is a kind of a shiny sticker, is kind of wrinkly. As you can see, yeah, it's not very flat on there, but I mean, I don't think anybody's going to care about that. And then you've got this painted and inserted. Yeah, this looks like an insert. In the old days, the Polly Pocket would have painted all these stars, but I think these days the procedure is much better to make a piece that has holes and then make the base piece that has raised parts. and paint only what you need to. Like I think these hearts are painted, and then the rest is just laid over. It's basically inlay. And when I'm making toys, that's how I do it. Back in the old days, I think it was probably cheaper to paint. These days, it's cheaper to make the extra parts and slap them together. And it looks cleaner in my mind. I just wish Polly Pocket would do more of it. Now, up here we have a pedestal with a crown, or a plinth with a crown. And over here we have your steadfast suit of armor. Now, there is a castle set that has a suit of armor. I don't know if this opens. No, it doesn't look like this is hinged in any way. There's a couple sets that have a suit of armor in it, and the armor opens. Especially my absolute favorite of the new Polly Pockets, the Addams family. There's a suit of armor on the top floor of the Addams family, and it opens up, and there's space inside that you can store thing in there. And I just absolutely adore that set. It's my favorite. And so here's the ring box, and closed, it looks like this. So you got your Polly Pocket Keepsake collection. This will go very nicely with the 3 ring box and the gem that were recently released. So this is going to be beautiful. I love it. Now, let us talk, and again, these ring boxes don't like to stand up on their own until the ring is in place. But let's place Polly then in her ring. In fact, I'm not going to place Polly because it looks to me, everything being so purple, and her having an actual queen's crown, and Polly having like a princess tiara, I'm going to assume she's the queen. And I'm going to place her in the chair, now in the throne. These rings Pollys don't like to slip into these rings very easily. So you got to take this off first. Then you can place Polly in. And fold her leg underneath like so. And then this little kind of chair bracer here should slip into place. And it kind of locks Polly in place. And now she won't accidentally slip out while you're wearing it. And she fits nicely. And as I was saying earlier, this definitely looks like a large flowy dress that she should be wearing while she's on her throne. And this throne, of course, naturally fits right in here. And that is the entire set, of the ring box set, I should say. And it closes pretty well. And, of course, the unicorn has a little place next to the queen. Let me see, is there a... Yeah, so that's facing this way. The unicorn slots into this little place here. Very much like old vintage ring boxes. I'm not quite sure I like the fit. It's not quite fitting very well, but once you close this, it's not going to fall out or anything, I don't think. And there you have it. But we're not done yet. I'm going to use Polly here. Polly, she's really nice. Is she got a star in her eye, or is that just, no, that's just eyelash paint. Okay, now we've got the bracelet. Now the bracelet set is made up of 6 separate elements plus the clasp. And this would go around an arm like so, and then clasp over here like so. It's literally just these 2 little clasps are symmetrical, sort of, so or daisy chain. You can, if you wanted to, you could string several of these together, for example. Or if you really wanted to, I think you could probably pull these hinges apart. Actually, that may not be true. No, I don't think these are hingeable. There's some other sets that do that, but this one doesn't. So this comes off like so. And now you have, on the back, everyone has a window. You can't see through it, unfortunately. This would go against the child's arm. And then over here you have a play feature on every piece. So here you have a throne with, typical bunting. Here you have a vanity with a nice chandelier kind of stickered room in the background. Here you have a chaise longue and a unicorn statue. And of course, Princess Polly. And here you have a wardrobe. Now this will open. It's definitely going to open, but I can't do it. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any little clasp here for you to get a fingernail under. But I'm just going to briefly pop this open like so. And now the other one will open okay. And that is a little wardrobe that Polly can probably stand in. Let me check that. Is she tall enough? Is she too tall? She's too tall to stand in there. So that's just an opening wardrobe. And then you have, look, it's a copy of the crown that's inside the ring box. Yeah, kind of fun. Actually, this one has a little more cushion. This one has a little pillow for the crown, and this one does not. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same. Now, the other feature here is this one has an openable end case that you can fit a Polly in. She will sit in the chair, like so, and you can close. I think you can close. I think is she meant to stand in the chair? Yeah, I think she's meant to stand in the chair if you want to close her. You can sit her in there to play, but if you want to close this, she has to stand. Now, of course, that's not the only thing we didn't look at yet is that also these are places for poly to fit. So you can wear these earrings on your ears, but you can also place, let me get her out of there. You can place poly in here. There's a little stand there. Now these hinges aren't terribly secure, so this little stand, this is very shiny, so it's hard to see, but there is a little foot base for her, and you can just slide her in there like a sliding foot base. And then this hinge did come off, but again, it's got the kind of flexible hinges, so coming off is not a real issue. You can just pop right back on. And of course, if you follow my videos, I always drop something on the floor. She slipped out of her base, and now she's down by my feet. Give me a second. And so now Polly and her friend are, again, those hinges are meant to come off. They're in here, and let's just pop the hinge back on here. Okay, be right back. These particular foot sliders, because they're not holes, they're sliders, are not very, because of the chrome, they're not terribly secure. So, but you can close this now and close this one, and you can walk around with a pair of earrings have Polly Pocket characters inside. And that, my friends, is the entire set. I think that, of course, you can buy, they do make a couple of these bracelet sets on carded sets, and I don't know if they're compatible with this or not. I'm not really sure, but they do exist in other sets, these bracelets. The ring box, of course, is the star of the show. And the ring case is very much like this one. This is the astronaut one, which has a little monkey, a little minky. Like I said, all these ring cases I think have a little pet. And then you've got Polly in a spaceship here. Keep in mind, if you're buying this one, they actually make two colors. There's a lavender and an orange spaceship. So you really want to get both, probably. They are packed randomly, and if you buy the 3-box, they're also packed randomly. So you might get the orange one, and you might get the lavender one, I'm not sure. So again, this one works really well with the new one, as well as the unicorn has fallen over again, because again, that doesn't stay very well. Then you've got the this one, the lily pad, the lily flower. This one is also available individually or in the 3-pack. And the 3-pack was the first time this was available, but now these are also available individually. If you go to Walmart and you see a display of these, generally there's 1 or 2 of these in here as well, and this is the mermaid. As I said before, this is the part where the ring has a showy piece that, and again over here, a showy piece that's part of the doll. Like this is a little dress here that's not actually part of her. Let me zoom back in a little bit. There we go. It's actually molded onto the ring to make her look like she's sitting over the flower instead of under it. And I don't know if that's necessary, really. And then, of course, the mermaid does the same thing. It really just makes her look bulky. I don't know. And then, of course, zooming back out, just give me a little bit more room because there's this guy. And this is the most recent one, the Polly Pocket 80th Anniversary Mattel one, which uses the new Polly Pocket instead of the old style Polly Pocket. But again, it comes with a pet, the little balloon dog. And so this one here will fit nicely into your ring box set. Plus, these are very similar. I mean, really similar to the original vintage ring boxes. Okay, so that was, once again, I'm going to pull the box out here. That was the Keepsake Collection Royal Ball Jewelry Set. So for Sean Huckster, for me, that is, welcome to Magical Little Worlds, and we'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye-bye.